With Justin Fields officially set to return now against the Detroit Lions, we're going to talk about why Justin is coming back to a team that should be in a better situation than what it was when he left. We're going to get into all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host here, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the content for today. So we got news today that Justin Fields is going to be returning and he's going to be starting against the Detroit Lions. And this is something that I think is the best, right? It's the best to wherever you sit on the Justin Fields debate and situation as far as his future with the team. It's the best situation, I feel like, because you get to evaluate him and see how he's grown himself, right? As both a passer, things like that, how he's going to continue that development and play over the last 7 games of the season. And 7 games is a large sample size. But I want to look at when Justin Fields went down, the Chicago Bears were a team that was still very much figuring a lot of things out. And while his last 2 full games were some of his best games played, I want to talk today about why the Chicago Bears should be in a much better place as a team that Justin Fields is stepping into. And the first thing I want to talk about is that the defense is in a better position to help support the offense. A lot of games early this season, the offense looked solid at times, right? And even with that, we still had our faults and things there, but the defense just was not performing up to the level. The Chicago Bears defense has been on an upwards trend. They have better health, specifically in that secondary. The addition of Montez Sweat, we've already seen how that's helped other players along that defensive line play better. And I think now you're going to get to see maybe a better version of Yannick Ngakoue for the rest of the season as well, now that Montez Sweat is on the opposite side of him. I also look at the growth and development of those young interior defensive linemen with Montez Sweat being there, and Jack Sanborn being the middle linebacker seems to be a thing that's also helping that defense go in the right situation. So I think when you look at it, that the defense it's much better overall than what I think it was when before Justin Fields went down with injury. So I think that helps overall, and the improved health overall in the team, right? The offensive line health has improved as well, and we've had much better offensive line execution with things as well. When you look at, for example, Braxton Jones, a player that's had quite a bit of more penalty situations, that we like to see, but he played 37 snaps against the Carolina Panthers. He only allowed 2 pressures and 0 sacks in that time, and he had a pass grade of 87.9 that was first among every Bears player on that offensive line. So again, not to say that I expect those same numbers. We're playing a very different team than what the Carolina Panthers are, right? The Detroit Lions are legit. But I think that the improvement in the health and the improved continuity that we've had now with the offensive line is going to put Justin Fields in a much better situation. Nate Davis is also slated to return. We don't know if it's going to be this Sunday's game, so it may not be. But again, when Justin Fields was playing, we had like 3 out of our 5 offensive linemen out with injury when he went down. So I think that the center position is still going to be a problem as it's been all season long, and that's not going to change, unfortunately, until Ryan Poles chooses to address that in a big way. But I think that offensive line, how more healthy we are, is definitely going to help improve the standing overall as well for the Chicago Bears and improve the situation that Justin Fields finds himself in. Then you also got to look at the running game, right? We've unleashed Deontay Foreman. Khalil Herbert's coming back at some point in time, right? So you're going to now get a better look at those 2 players. And then Roschon Johnson's healthy as well. So now you have your full running back complement you hope is going to be fully healthy and ready to go. And that's going to be something that helps Justin Fields as well. Now, here's one thing. We don't know what Khalil Herbert's status is going to be for this Sunday's game. We haven't gotten an update on that yet as of this recording. But even without that said, the running game has been in a much better situation and has been playing much better over the course of the last few games than before Justin Fields went down. So you hope that he's going to be able to come in. He's going to be that the running games, is going to be able to continue being solid. And now you're adding a dynamic player like Justin Fields down there as well, but it keeps defenses on their toes. At least that's what you hope. So if that ends up being the case, the running game still is solid, even without Justin Fields needing to be the one running up and down on everything. I think that helps Justin Fields just being, again, what we're talking about here is being in a better situation overall, and that is shaping up to be a thing for that as well. Cole Kmet also getting in his rhythm. Cole Kmet has been in a much better rhythm as well lately. on pace to break several records several of his own career records this season. And I think I really like that makeup of that. So when you pair the growth of Cole Kmet, then over the last 4 weeks, Deontay Foreman averaging 4.4 yards per carry, right? Khalil Herbert was averaging 5.3 yards per carry before he went down. And then Roschon Johnson as well, averaging 4.4 yards per carry. The running game, the tight end play, that's going to be a big thing as far as Justin Fields stepping into a much better situation than what he was. And then you got to put some onus on Justin Fields, the player himself, right? You've now sat on the sideline for a month. You've gotten to watch this team. And if you're the student of the game that me and Steve-O and Bobby have said and thought that we think Justin Fields is, he should be able to grow. Sometimes you have to grow from watching. And hopefully that Justin Fields has been watching and seeing some of the things that Tyson Bagent does well and does in some cases better than him, that he's now able to step in and kind of be more of a poised quarterback, to understand that he has an offensive line that hopefully is going to protect him and not run as much. Hopefully this time away for Justin Fields, where he hasn't been away from the team, but away from playing football, helps him just come in and be more poised. We need Justin Fields to be better. We need him to grow as a passer. We need him to grow as a decision maker. We need him to grow as far as just being an impact player, but you don't want him to be out there thinking too much. We've seen it. It doesn't work for Justin Fields. We want him to go out there, still play his game naturally, but allow things to come to him, actually lead this football team, right? And grow. And that's really what you want to see from the Bears overall. That's what you want to see from Justin Fields. He's still, yes, coming into the situation when it comes down to that Luke Getsy still is the one play calling for him. So it is what it is there. But I think that overall, we're in a really better situation overall as a team. Is the team still ready to win a bunch of games? No, I don't think anybody's saying that, right? We still know that we're a team that is still only has, 3 wins on the season. It's going to be what it's going to be there. But this team has to start showing some things. And now that they have their QB1 back, it's going to be up to Justin Fields to show and remind the world who the hell he is. But outside of that, right, we also want to talk about just the other players that also need to step up as well in this game against the Detroit Lions. Jalen Johnson has been playing really good. He graded out extremely well at Pro Football Focus, and I think that there's still a chance that the Bears are going to make an attempt, a valid attempt, to re-sign Jalen Johnson. And I hope with whatever is taking time away from negotiating and things like that, that Jalen Johnson is and the Bears both kind of gain some perspective that helps them kind of fix this issue. This secondary for the Chicago Bears is one of the bright spots on this team. And I would really like to see Jalen Johnson stay here and grow and develop, because he still has growing left to do as well with the rest of this young secondary that's absolutely still in a position to grow and extend their game. And so I hope that comes via Jalen Johnson staying. And I hope that him and the Bears can really work it out. We're gonna see what that ends up meaning. But I think that that's a big part for this team overall. And while I briefly touched on it when I talked about the offensive line, make no mistake about it, Nate Davis has not gotten to play a lot of games for the Chicago Bears. Do not get me wrong, but he's missed the past 4 games right along with Justin Fields. But Nate Davis, when he's on the football field and you pair him with the rest of that line and with Braxton Jones improving as well, I think that this offensive line is slated to maybe be to make a much better impact than what they have at the beginning of the season over the course of the last 7 games. So there's a lot of evaluation left to do over these last 7 games. Yannick Ngakoue now with Montez Sweat being there, drawing double teams, I think is a big one. Nate Davis being healthy, I think is going to be a big one as well. Braxton Jones getting in that rhythm, having Nate Davis with him on that right side is going to be well also. And I really look at Jack Sanborn too, and just what he's able to do, and think it's going to be it's a lot there, right? We have talent on this team. We've had things that have absolutely affected them working. We've had just bad coaching, bad execution from player as well as that. But it is what it is, man. And hopefully this team is playing much better on the rest of this part. And it starts against the Lions. This is a division rival with a former player on it that has been playing good, and they've been moving. The Detroit Lions, before the season started, we had that clip that came out that they said that they wanted to set the tone in the division. And for all the credits due, they've done that. So, we're going to see how it comes in, how it comes about, if Justin Fields can come in and play more poised, because we want to see that from Justin Fields. But, as things now go forward, we're getting healthier as a team. We're having better execution as a team. Maybe we start looking at this team a little bit different here over the last 7 games, and Justin Fields is going to be a big part of that as well. So he has to be. If not, then we'll see what that ends up meaning for the end of the season and what decisions are made in the offseason. But as of right now, Justin Fields is still the QB1. He needs to come in and perform. We got to see him not make the same mistakes as before. And we also have to see the Bears and Luke Getsy not make the same mistakes that they had with play calling when Justin Fields was out there again. It's a synergy thing, right? No, I don't blame it on any one aspect of a team. That's not how I get down. I try to look at things. I'm not that hyperbolic, right? So I try to look at things with more perspective. But this time is on, and this is a real important evaluation period for Ryan Poles, for Matt Eberflus, for everyone to really see and decide what this offseason situation is going to look like for the Chicago Bears. And, to see what players deserve to stay in the roles, what players are going to develop into starters. I'm looking a lot in Javon Dexter as well and how he's going to grow over the time. So we'll see, man. Let me know what you guys think on some of the reasons why you think that Justin Fields is walking into a better situation. And if you think that it's on the flip side of that, let me know why you think Justin Fields may be walking into still a shitty situation is what it was when he went down with injury. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys are following the show at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related, thanks to you guys. And like I like to end every episode on, Chi-Town up, but bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.